Before we start our discussion on the nature and development of planning, let us first try to think on what planners do about cultural obstructions and development. The answer to this question, according to Russel Ackoff, lies on the meaning of the word development. Yes, development. Development, contrary to what many believe, is not a condition or state defined by what people have. Rather, it is a capacity defined by what they can do with whatever they have to improve their quality of life and that of others. Let us consider this example. A man can build a house with good tools and materials than without them. On the other hand, a developed man can build a better house with whatever tools and materials he has than a less privileged man with the same resources. Now, let's put it in another way. A developed man in a condition of poverty is more likely to be able to improve his quality of life and that of others than a less developed man in a condition of wealth. And just like a government cannot develop a country, it can only help its country develop itself. Now, how can we plan development to be understood in this way? We have to remember that planning is effective if it is participatory. Again, effective development planning must be participatory. So places like France and Paris, Philadelphia, and of course Mexico have engaged in participatory planning. And to be sure, organizing a nation as large as Mexico to plan its own development is difficult. But as France showed, it is not impossible. But how can it be done? Of course, by sustaining participatory planning. And how are we going to do that? Participatory planning cannot be sustained unless the relevant population is willing to invest its time, effort, and resources in it. But what can contain such commitment? Of course, our ideas can. But what idea and whose idea? In the past, many massive social movements have been launched by ideas of particular kind of ideologies. The development of an ideology usually begins with formulation of desired ends. Then, a very detailed set of means is worked out. A set that is eventually accepted as one and only way to desired ends. But remember, ideologies may succeed in unifying some, but usually against the others, the enemy. Therefore, ideologies are not good enough. But we also have to remember, just like what Russell believes, that there are better ideas, like flexible, adaptive, and consensus generating ideals. And these can be generated by an idealized redesign of the system planned for. But before we proceed to the next topic, let us first answer this question. How can participatory planning be initiated and once initiated, be sustained? Proceed to the next page to answer the question.